Welcome back. In a state that is home to the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally and riding motorcycles is a common form of recreation, a Tyndall artist has struck a nerve. Keith Booth makes no bones about it. His latest projects may be a little out there, but they're attracting attention and buyers. In fact, he's selling them as fast as he can make them. In an old shed on a farm a few miles from the town of Tyndall, Keith Booth is in the zone. From one project to the next, the drive to create is as strong as the metal he's welding.
When I look at things, I see shapes and colors.
Along with welding, Keith draws, paints, sculpts, weaves, and photographs. Inspired by the things around him, Keith turns just about anything into art, like this horse.
I just build with what I have. I don't go out and... I mean, this all came from a junk pile.
Chains, harness clips, tractor parts, springs, and even a...
bread pan.
Bread pan.
Bread pan.
Keith brings new life to rusting and forgotten farm machinery. Even tree branches rise from the ground once again, this time as giraffes and horses. But it's his most recent creations that are attracting the most attention. He calls them bone bikes.
Some people just look at you like, what? It's like, yeah, I build things out of bones.
Bones from cattle, deer, raccoon, even badger are transformed into the shapes of a motorcycle.
They're all naturally bleached by the sun and already picked clean.
It all started when he saw bones in a nearby pasture.
Got to looking at them, I thought, I could build something out of that, and I did.
Held together with hundreds of screws and coated with polyurethane, the bone bikes are not as fragile as they look. His wife Jennifer isn't afraid to sit on one of them. Like any art form, building with bones is a creative process, and some days it just can't be pushed.
I pick them up and look at them, and they just don't seem to go together, and then other days I'll sit down and I don't want to be bothered at all because it just starts, once it starts going together, it just goes together.
In some of his bone creations, the humorous and humor go hand in hand, especially with names like Dirt Nap, Goliath, and Deer's Revenge. Buyers from as far as New Zealand and Ireland have contacted Keith, but the bone bikes may be limited edition. The supply of good material is drying up.
A lot of people have asked, when he makes a bone sculpture, he doesn't, go out and kill an animal to get the bones. These are all natural bones that have been there for years and years and years.
Keith doesn't create his works for money. He creates because, as his wife says, he has to. It is who he is and what he does.
He's an artist. He doesn't seem to realize it, but I do. A lot of other people see it, but he doesn't seem to see it that way.
As for his next projects, we're pretty sure the wheels are already turning.
My wife laughs at me because I'll go to sleep and I can't figure out how to do something, and then in the morning when I wake up, I've got it all figured out.
When he made his first bone bike, he wasn't sure what people would think, so the reaction has been a bit overwhelming for him. The bone bikes are selling for between $1,000 and $4,000, and to be honest, he probably could be getting more. His latest project is a motorcycle made out of scrap metal.